Everything in this world is centered around anchoring you within the flesh versus you being in your body and being anchored with your light body or your soul. Most of the practices that we have, including our diets and how we eat, and it makes us heavy, the foods that we consume making us heavy, mentally foggy, the way that things are set up capitalistically so that we never have time to sit, to meditate, to connect, to go within, is all centered around keeping you disembodied and basically out of your body and functioning within a trauma response and moving constantly, not realizing just how anchored you are within the flesh and disconnected you are from your soul. Just think about the average day and basically going to work, coming home, trying to figure out when you can have some time to even sit still, to even read a book consistently. I know some people are really good at time management. However, when you think about the time frame from the time that you go to work or you go to school, you come home, there's a window between trying to cook, clean, and do all the things that you couldn't do throughout the day. You're coming home to chaos oftentimes and then trying to find some time for yourself. How often are you thinking, well, I should soak, I should sit, I should read, right? Everything in this world is kind of set up that way on purpose to keep us from anchoring ourselves within our souls or having time to get acquainted with our inner self. And most of us are walking around disembodied, meaning that we are not embodying who we are at our core, and we are operating simply within the flesh of our being. Most of us are sitting around worrying about our outward appearance, and we're more focused on how we show up in the world. We are showing up how we would like to be perceived, and we spend a lot of time on that versus us getting acquainted with our inner selves. And I love fashion just as much as anyone else. However, the fashion is also a distraction from keeping you from dressing your inner, okay? So we need to get back to a space where we are focusing more on the development of our inner and focusing on our soul's development and getting to know who we are at our core, focusing on the Most High and all of the gifts that the Most High has to offer us. It's hard to be grateful and to see what it is that we have as a gift and to be in the moment or in the present, okay, when you are disembodied from your soul, meaning that you are not sitting within your own body. You know, I really love this trend going around talking about exercising your free will because there are just so many confines that tend to keep us boxed in from using our free will and from expressing our inner and the things that we deeply desire and the things that we would like to do. You know, I saw one comment where a person was like, they were afraid about how long they were going to take in line while they were trying to coupon. And they're like, oh my God, I'm worried about what people are going to think behind me. It's like, who cares? Do what you have to do so you can save some money, right? It's kind of ridiculous to constantly consider everyone around you. And it's not saying that you need to go above and beyond bizarre. However, it's okay to exercise your free will and to do what you want to do versus you being so anchored in the flesh, you cannot participate or actively allow yourself to be free. What I found with my personal journey is that once I started to gravitate towards learning who I was at my core, finding my highest self, when I actually had an experience seeing my highest self, she was kind of decked out like this. Homegirl had on gold jewelry. She had on hoops and gold, and she was a very dark goddess, right? But she was adorned, right? And I realized by seeing my highest self that I have not been really expressing myself the way that I would like to because of the confines of the things that I'm attached to. And I'm forced to conform versus me doing the things that I would like to do and how I would like to present in the world. We are so hyper focused on fitting into a mold or taking a pattern and going behind that versus really expressing who we are. I love this new age movement where people are being fairies and they're doing all this elaborate fashion. Yes, more of that, please. The golden rule is do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. As long as you are not doing harm to other people and creating a ripple in terms of a karmic cycle, then you should feel free to use your free will and do the things that your soul is craving and do good for others and show up in the world and also take very, very, very good care of yourself, okay? And that means being within your body. That means learning what it is that you like to do. That means having downtime, leisure time, paying attention to yourself and how you feel and how things around you are making you feel. Sometimes we're sitting in trauma and we can't even recognize the things that are going on around us because we're not in our body and we're just reacting to all of these different external stimuli of people, making us, triggering us in different ways versus us sitting and saying, hey man, I don't like the way this makes me feel, and then setting a boundary to stop it from happening. So with that being said, I will ask you, are you wearing your skin suit costume? Are you anchored in the flesh and the idea of the persona that has been created for you, or you're patterning behind something you've seen versus doing what you actually like and being who you actually are? are and following within and being anchored within your soul's energy? Are you within your body to feel everything that's happening around you so that you can be in optimal health to make sure that you're not being triggered by your environment and operating within the trauma response? These are all questions that you should ask yourself. And per usual, I hope you enjoyed this message. Please like, share, and subscribe, and put a comment down in the comments just to let me know where your head is at right now. All right? Peace, love, and light.